Dublin. What was Dublin's part, historically, called the English Pale, located in Ulster, the part of Ireland with the longest period of occupation by the British in Ireland, throughout most of its history the puppet English government of Ireland, the people that have an unblemished history of deflecting blame for everything on everyone else, the authors of the Kilkenny Statutes, the people that implemented and planned the Ulster plantations, among others, the people who managed the attempted genocide of the Northern Irish, the people who drove out 60% of the population of the 3 Ulster counties it managed to coerce with the threat of violence from the British. Dublin has also managed to convince between 15% and 29% of the Northern Irish population to abandon their ancestry and that Irish is their sole identity. The Northern Irish, remember who you're talking about historically. The independent state of Ulster, or Ullay, home of the Northern Irish, that existed from the beginning of time. The independent state that defied and stayed independent for centuries longer than any other Irish kingdom, the state that fought many battles with the British to maintain their independence. The independent state that fought many battles with other Irish kingdoms to maintain its independence before the British arrived. The independent state that was the most successful of the Irish kingdoms. The independent state that was a pain in the butt to all the other Irish kingdoms. With all that history behind both Dublin and Ulster, Dublin still gaslights that its form of Irish culture is the only one, the correct one and the only true one, that the Northern Irish belong to them, that the land mass of Ireland is theirs alone, that Ulster never existed historically as a state in its own right, that the Northern Irish nationality never existed, that the word Irish belongs solely to them, that Ulster was stolen from them, that Ulster now needs Dublin, as it is too small to survive on its own, in spite of the fact that by population size, it is 145th of the 246 countries in the world, that Ulster is only 100 years old as a state, that Ulster Protestants are British, and the only 2 nationalities in Ulster are British and Irish, totally excluding the Northern Irish and maximising the sectarian divide, that the British should get out, that Ireland is a Catholic state. The remarkable thing is that Dublin has largely succeeded in eliminating the political status of the Northern Irish, with the help of the British, because of the extreme polarisation they deliberately caused in both communities. Britain, let us remember what Britain's part was. The country that forcefully invaded Southern Ireland, who imposed 2 religions on Ireland, who created the proxy puppet government in Dublin to oppress all the Irish, giving the instruction to Dublin to initiate the Ulster plantations, among others, who gave the many instructions to execute genocide, who invaded Ulster, who drove out the Ulster leaders of the day, who convinced 23% of Northern Irish citizens to abandon their Northern Irish origins and adopt a divisive British nationality. In spite of decades of bombing and proxy violence, intimidation and gaslighting, Dublin has totally failed to eliminate the Northern Irish as a nationality. The Northern Irish nationality has now become the refuge of the moderates of both communities that make up Ulster. All that is necessary now is for the 50% of the Ulster population that currently identifying as Northern Irish or Ulster citizens is to come together politically and grow, to restore Northern Ireland to the independent state it always was before the British intervened, to banish sectarian hatred from its shores, sort out the decades of damage to its economy caused by hatred and gaslighting, so that Ulster can pick and negotiate its democratic future and economically beneficial relationships for itself, without outside interference from any of its neighbours.